Banana.
Art fell out. Should have used this for the Mario Kart episode.
Too late, you know.
Hello!
To all you nifty nerds, gaming goons, joystick jockeys out there in Pixel Land and Hot Glue Gun Land, as Danelle's holding up. This is Double Shift, the show where seasoned game industry vets talk about how they love the nightlife, how they like to boogie, and of course, where they like to boogie, which is none other than the disco round. Ah, yeah. But before we get to that, we will talk about video games just a little bit. What you got there, Danelle?
This is a
Patron.
A Patron cap.
Patron.
That's why I have my glue gun here, because I'm like using all of the quirks that I have and making stuff with them.
You sure are quirky.
Oh,
I am your host, Mike A, aka DJ. You can call me Susan if it makes you happy.
Oh.
Along with my friend, former colleague, and currently holding up the drive-through line at Jack in the Box, Danelle. Say hello, Danelle.
Hello.
If you were to hold up the line at Jack in the Box, what would you be ordering? I know you don't go there really, but
yeah, I guess it's their tacos.
Yeah, that's the right answer. That's the only
I used
thing
to
that
like.
you
I
should
don't
get.
know if they still have them. They used to have bacon cheddar wedges.
I don't know either. I don't
That
go
was
there
my
enough.
that was my favorite. I really liked those. Like my guilty pleasure. And then I think the last time I went, they didn't sell them anymore or something.
Jets. Oh, sorry. No, my bad. Jeff, edit that out. Jack in the Box is great. Sponsor us. Speaking of Jeff, there he is. He's our producer. He's there. He's smiling. He's got his thumbs up. He's not really listening
We
to us,
appreciate you,
but
Jeff.
he's here. Yeah, no,
He's
we
here.
appreciate Jeff a lot. Jeff actually, he rejoined Instagram to go follow our page on Instagram. That's Double Shift Pod, all one word. And the only thing he messaged me and he was like, "Why is there a video of you playing piano?" He was not happy with that, and I had to explain to him. Actually, I wore this shirt on purpose. It was because I had mentioned Kingdom Hearts and how I like the title screen music and I love playing it on piano. So I did it because we didn't have any videos yet, and also I thought, I mean, who doesn't want to see me play piano?
You do. Those
Anyways,
videos of
go
you
to our
playing piano
Instagram.
are
That was
great.
all. Thank you. I'm glad somebody likes it.
I do. Because you
At
play
least one
great.
person.
And then you always do something interesting. And you got good on-camera charisma with your piano playing.
Thank you. The whole episode should just be this. Tell me how great I am.
We're pivoting today.
Like Jeff will say something bad about me, and then you'll say the opposite. So that's today's episode. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, Instagram, email, same thing. Double Shift Pod, all one word. And our YouTube is Double Shift Pod, spaces in between the words. But I'm kind of excited because like a couple of our short videos got like a bunch of views, like, you know, for what we're doing. Like we've been used to like very, very little views on these things, and all of a sudden we got a couple that are up there. And I think Jeff and I figured it out. It's because one of them has like the word vaping in it, and the other word has Mario Kart and drinking. So people like those things.
Oh, wait, why do we have vaping?
We were talking about you were making up descriptions for the Sega Master System games, and there was Cloud Master, and vaping had like I was like, oh, is it like you're vaping? Yeah, but anyways, who knows? But who knows? Who actually knows? We'll never
I
know.
don't know.
Maybe.
Nope,
But,
the world may never know.
yeah, unless it's a Tootsie Roll Pop, then we know it's 3. But we're not gonna just talk about how great I am this episode. Actually, in fact, in this week's episode, which is this is going to be a doozy, blandly titled Skate Ma Puckah. We'll be talking about skateboarding games.
I was trying to figure out how to say it. Didn't really get it.
Well, we can't put the swear word out in the title out on the internet, so
Yeah.
it's it's gibberish. But of course,
Makes sense now. I get it.
yeah, talking about skateboarding, and of course.
Talk about skateboarding.
Talking about skateboarding games, actually, of course, obviously. And this is in anticipation of the remastered Tony Hawk Pro Skaters 3 and 4 that are coming out very soon. And of course, you can download and play that game day one on Game Pass. That's right, Microsoft Game Pass. For only $20-ish a month, you can get Game Pass for your Xbox or PC and play hundreds of games, many of them on their release day. So, apologies for that. I'm just practicing for when they sponsor us. I'll get better at it. Listen, they're going to have to at some point, but...
I should have paid attention to the episode more. Went and got my skateboarding picture.
It's okay. That's kind of our thing, right? We don't...
Plan.
We have props, we just don't use them. So anyways, yeah, I'm looking forward to that, of course. They already did the 1 and 2 remasters, and I thought they were, in my Mortal Kombat voice, excellent. And so everyone knows, we all know that I love Tony Hawk, because I think that was maybe our first Gamer Snack segment. I think it was Bagel Bites and Tony Hawk. Snacks. I love all the most of the Tony Hawk games. I was obsessed with the first one. My brother convinced me to trade in my Nintendo 64 for a PlayStation at Funko Land so we could get Tony Hawk amongst a few other things. And I did, and I was excited. And that night, my brother took the PlayStation to his friends, and he fell asleep there, so I was like kind of pissed off. It was my PlayStation. I traded my N64, and he's like, "Oh, let me just take it to my friends for an hour or two, and I'll be back." And then he fell asleep there, allegedly. So damn it. But the next day it was back. Oh, what you got there? Oh, it's hard with the backgrounds there. Is that? Oh, it's a Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk and Steve-O.
Nice.
Yeah.
Signed.
Yeah,
by both of them. Nice.
Yeah, by both of them.
Steve-O's signature
Tony
is
Hawk does
suspect.
a thing on his. This thing will.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk has a thing called the Skateboard Project, or Skate Park Project, and tries to open up skate parks in random cities throughout the United States. And it's I think it's a really cool idea. So he tries to get money to open up these skate parks, and so he sells a lot of autographs and memorabilia and skateboards and stuff like that. And so I bought this one with both their autographs, and it helps support the skate parks.
Nice. Did you meet them or no?
No, I got it online, and they just sent it in the mail.
Oh, well, that's horse shit. But that's cool, though.
Yeah.
Listen.
He's a legend, just like you said. I mean, Tony Hawk's a legend. So is Steve-O now, too.
Yeah,
but
he's such a legend. He seems like a really good guy, too, honestly, that Tony Hawk. Back in the day, I was obsessed with those games. I would 100% the levels. I knew all the tricks and the combos and the runs and where everything is. And
I tried.
I say where everything was, rather. I should say was is actually an important word, because when I played the remasters again, which again were excellent. I don't remember Jack because I'm old now, but I don't feel old, but I am. That was a game that I loved for years. A lot of good sequels, and until there wasn't, it did kind of fall off a little bit, especially when you had to buy the skateboard controller thing that was like more expensive than the actual game, and then it just kind of became like really buggy eventually. I mean, they're still fun enough, but listen, the music, Tony Hawk is known for having a great soundtrack.
Yeah.
It went really well with the skateboarding gameplay, and obviously it introduced a lot of people to a lot of good stuff. And it had one of my favorite bands, of course, iconically Dead Kennedy's Police Truck, accepted that it was censored so it sounded funny. There's one verse where it's just like there's basically no vocals, but I get it. You can't play those vocals from that song really anywhere. It should be illegal because they're insane, but great song, great band. And listen, I'm not going to really talk too much about Tony Hawk today because everyone knows that game. That is the skateboarding game.
Yep.
But did you know, Danelle, that there's like actually like other skateboarding games out there? Did you know
there
that?
is, yes.
Yeah. And we all know that I worked on Skate. I told the story of when we were working on it. Everyone made me in the game at some point or another. Skate would probably be the runner-up as the skateboarding game.
Yeah.
Although some people actually might even like it better than Tony Hawk, depends who you ask. But did you know, Danelle, that besides Tony Hawk and Skate, that there's actually like other ones?
No.
You didn't? You thought it was just those two?
I know there's those two.
So there's There's a metric-ish ton
Oh,
of
actually,
skate
I do
games
know
there.
of one.
Which one?
Well, you have it in your list later on.
Oh, okay. You don't want to spoil it then.
No, I
Um,
don't. But I definitely.
so
I
of
actually own
course.
that game.
Oh, I'm excited to see which one it is then. Well, let's get to it. I'm going to talk about old school skateboarding game because it's kind of what we do here. We talk mostly about old school stuff. That's just we didn't plan the podcast to be that. It just happened naturally. I like old stuff. Janelle
Naturally.
likes old stuff, and Jeff's just old. Old news.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding.
Simmons is old.
That's great. Yeah. So, the first one I'm going to talk about is 720. Is that the one that you had?
No.
Okay. 720 gave us the phrase "skate or die" before the game Skate or Die came out, and if that's the case, Danelle, I'm toast. All right. I love skateboarding. I love the culture. I like skate videos. I love music associated with it, but I just can't do it that well. I have the worst balance. My brothers were both super into skate culture and really good at it, and I could just kind of putt around town a little bit, and maybe I could do an ollie at one point every once in a while. But if someone yelled "do a kickflip" to me, I'm finished. Can you skate, at all? You had a longboard or anything like that?
So I got really into it. I'd say like late 99, 2000,
Yeah.
and I used to watch skating like on on TV, and even what was that I can't even think of the competition that people used to go to. That was
Like X Games.
yeah, X Games.
Yeah.
I was like huge into X Games and watching all that stuff, and I was like, I would love to skateboard. And I was dating a guy at the time where him and his younger brothers, they all skated, like their next door neighbor skated. I got on that board, I hated it.
Yeah.
It felt so awkward, and it was so wobbly, and you're on these the wheels, and I don't know. I was like, how can anybody do anything on this thing? I can't believe people do kickflips on this thing. I can't believe people do ollies on. I didn't want to do anything. I don't know. It was a lot more intimidating and scary. I'm sure if I would have tried longer, maybe it would have gotten better. But I didn't like it at all. I was really bummed because it looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, it's incredible, and people do make it look easy. You might be able to putt around on a longboard. When you putt around on a longboard, you got to put your shoulders like that. Look like a shaggy do.
Yeah.
But so anyway, so if someone yelled "skate or die" at you, you wouldn't make it then, I guess. Same with me. We're in the same boat. So yeah, 720. That was kind of the first big skateboarding game, I would say. I think there was an Atari game called Skateboarding before that, I'm sure, but yeah, I like it. The game was dope, and when it yells "skate or die" at you, a swarm of dirty old bees chase you around. They're trying to chase you so you make it to one of the competitions. If you skate around the town too much, they don't like that, and so it was an arcade game after all. They need more quarters.
Yeah.
And it was on home consoles, but the arcade version is my favorite because of the cabinet. Do you remember the cabinet by any chance from Nickel City? Maybe.
The
Shout out
cabinet.
Nickel City. The arcade cabinet,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you mean like the Skate or Die one?
720 specifically.
720?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It was dope. It was your standard cabinet, a little bit
Yeah.
thinner than other ones, but it was
Okay.
really tall because on the top of the screen was a really dope looking Ghetto Blaster stereo with the 720 title on it. Now, let me pause really quick and talk to the kids out there. A stereo is a device that we use to listen to music on.
Stupid.
Instead of pairing our phone to Bluetooth, we put things called tapes, or if you were really fancy, CDs in. But specifically, the Ghetto Blaster was a huge stereo that people carried around, and that only took tapes, and they were dope. I loved Ghetto Blasters. So, but back to the cabinet, there was a joystick in the middle. I think I've seen the two-player cabinets on the internet, but in person, just the one person, and it had a few buttons on the side. It had an art wrap underneath the controllers that was a trippy black and white tile floor with some sort of horizon effect going on, and then trippy 80s bright colors above that. So the cabinet was dope, and I used to want to play it just because of how dope it looked. It helps when the game's fun, too.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point of, I wouldn't say advertising, but whatever you want to call it. Of course, I buy
shiny.
things sometimes based on what they look like. Oh, that looks cool.
Yeah, I often buy I often buy beer based on the label.
I do that with wine.
Yeah. It's like, oh, it's a cool name or it's a good art. I mean, most of the time it's going to taste the same. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, 720, kind of 3D ish. Looked good for its time, but maybe a little archaic by today's standards. But speaking of Skate or Die, let's move on to Skate or Die. Uh, so that's a
So
game.
that's the one that I do have on the NES.
Okay, you still have it?
Yeah, I still have it. I was trying to find it right now, but I thought I knew where it was, but oh well.
Oh, that's okay. Um, yeah, so that's one that I loved on the original NES. The name comes from 720 actually, Skate or Die, that they yell at you.
Oh, really?
And yeah, so the game it's basically comprised of different skate mini games. You got your ramps and your downhill events and all that kind of stuff, and it's fun. They got a cool looking like punk rock dude with I think like a pink mohawk. Who's
Yeah.
like, what do you want? Or whatever. I forget what he
Yeah.
says. But he's super cool. My favorite part about that is there's a downhill event, and then if you hit the chain link fence, you appeared to mash right through it. Do you remember this? Like you would just
Oh,
go through the fence.
no.
I don't know if that was just graphical limitations or whatnot, but as a kid, I always thought the most gruesome imagery in my head when that happened, like them going through the chain link fence in pieces, which is
Oh,
a real
God.
fear that I had as a kid. And if I ran into a
Oh,
chain link fence
God.
too
You just
hard,
turn into
pieces,
some, like, ground beef and...
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Ew. Yeah, that's
exactly.
not fun.
So that was fun. Do you have any memories of Skate or Die?
So the thing is I actually never played this game. I
Oh, okay.
bought it. I bought it because when I bought my Nintendo console, because I had one and then I got rid of it, and then I bought one maybe like 20 years ago or something. I bought one off of my friend, and at that time I was going around to different game stores,
Places.
whatever, yeah, to
Yeah.
try and find Nintendo games because it was before Amazon.
Right.
And so I was just going around to the different stores trying to find games, and I knew Skate or Die was popular, and so I
Yeah.
saw it at one of the stores and I bought it just because I just knew it was a popular game.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are retro stores now. Again, you used to be able to go to the retail stores and they would sell up Nintendo games and they were cheap. But
Yeah.
now the retro revolution is upon us. It's kind of been ruined, and so things are getting really expensive. But every once in a while, you can still find some cheap stuff. And I miss it. But yeah, Skate or Die was a good game. The one that I really liked. Let's see if you remember this one, Donnell. Town and Country Surf Designs, Wood and Water Rage, or simply just TNC if you were cool. Do you remember that game at all?
Oh, that's a game? No.
It's a game. Yeah. Oh
No,
my
it
god.
sounds like a t-shirt shop or something in Los Gatos.
That's hilarious. Well, you're not too far off. You should look it up because it has some of the dopest box art ever. It's just
Dopest dope
TNC.
I ever smoked. I'm just kidding, sorry.
Yeah, nice. TNC skateboarding game NES. Google that and do the images. Town and Country Surf Design was you guessed it, a surfboard company. It was out of Hawaii, not Los Gatos.
Oh, I can see that too, I guess.
And the game featured the company's mascots known as the Boys. And there were three modes: skating. That's why we're talking about it.
Oh, it
Surfing,
was a monkey.
and everyone's favorite, skating and surfing. That's a mode. So,
Skate surfing.
yeah, I think you switch back and forth between skating and surfing.
Oh,
And
yeah,
so
look at
in
the
the
art.
the art's incredible. In the skateboarding section, you played as Joe Cool or Tiki Man. You would skate along a sidewalk or, for some reason, construction zones and ollie over obstacles, and
Oh,
of
yeah, I
course,
see this.
you could bail, which was always fun. But you could get points for doing like cool tricks and jumping really high off ramps and picking up coins, which I assume you would use at the arcade after you were done. I don't know where there's coins around. And I always chose Tiki Man for that because he was cool. Joe Cool,
Oh.
I mean, for sure he was Joe. I don't know if he was actually cool, compared to Tiki Man at least. And certainly not cooler than Thrilla Gorilla, which is who
Yeah.
you saw.
Yeah, that's
He was my favorite mascot from that company, but he was only used in the surfing section, and I sucked at the surfing part, so I didn't play it that much. But But yeah, oh well.
Of course, you were a tiki person.
Yeah, even as a kid.
Even as a kid, you just knew you.
I
That's
knew
who
I would
you were
like
gonna like.
just tiki culture in general. You know, it's a
Yeah.
fun kind of culture. But
Hmm.
speaking of skating on sidewalks, let's see if you remember this one, Danelle. And I might
Oh
go on a
no.
side tangent with this, but or in fact, I know I have a planned side tangent. In fact,
Oh God.
California games. You remember California games? You can sing California games in the style of California Girls if you'd
I
like.
I was gonna say I know California girls.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so good.
That's how I sound when I wake up
California
sore.
games. They were a collection of games. Apparently, people play in California. I was trying to relive.
Perfect. Yeah. Oh, that was perfect. I
If
can't
you
go
hit
on.
a crack, you would fall.
Perfect. I don't even need to describe it.
Perfect.
Yeah, so as you sang,
Oh my God.
California games, apparently these are games that people play in California. I think they might play in other
Oh,
states too,
interesting.
but I think it's funny. I'm not saying that we don't play these
So it's got to be
games.
tree hugging
No,
and
it's all of California, not just San Francisco. So, you know, skating, surfing. Obviously, we're talking about it because it had skateboarding, and you would skate on a sidewalk, and if you hit a
yeah.
crack, you would fall, and it was hilarious. Like you would face plant. I loved it.
Oh
Um,
God.
but listen, I'll break away from skating just for a minute,
Mm,
just for a little bit.
a little bit.
California Games also has hacky sack.
Oh.
And I think, I didn't do a ton of research on this, but I believe this might be the only video game representation of hacky sack in the history of both video games and hacky sack. And not only is that amazing, but to me it's a little infuriating, honestly.
I played a
Um,
lot of hacky sack for sure.
yeah, absolutely. Did you ever play God? That was always the mode we played in high school.
What the? No, never heard of
God, if
that.
someone fumbled it, they had to run away because if they like fumbled it and it hit the ground, anyone from the hacky sack circle can pick up the hacky sack and belt it at them as hard as
Oh
they
my
could.
God, boy.
Usually in the back. Yeah, exactly. I think that's why they called it God, because people would go, "Oh my God." Anyways, um, Rockstar. Listen, Rockstar made, I think, one of the best niche sports games of all time. They made a ping pong game for like the Xbox 360. It was
Oh.
incredible. Like if
Oh,
you saw it,
really?
you'd be like, "Ping pong? That can't be fun."
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds stupid.
It was so good. I mean, Rockstars, they're legends.
Yeah,
So why
they're
can't
rock
we
stars.
have a dope ass hacky sack game?
Yeah.
If you have a dope ass hacky sack game, you need a dope ass name for the hacky sack game. So I'm going to move on to a new segment called, that we're going to do once, names for a dope ass hacky sack game, and I'll start, Danelle, and then I'm going to ask you for one, and then I'll do one, and
Okay.
then you can do another one, and then I'll
Okay.
finish. So my first one is Ma Puckah. I got 5 on the hacky sack. So that's my
Wow.
name for the dope ass hacky sack game. Do you have a name that you want to come up with? It could be anything.
Smacking sacks.
Nice. Yes. And then, of course, that's just with your feet and the hacky sack. So eyebrows down, Jeff. The next one that I came up with, and I'm cheating because I already came up with these, and I'm putting you on the spot. But you're much better on the spot, and I'm I go in my cave and I write stuff. My next one is Battle for Golden Gate Park. So this is the game where you fight for territory in Golden Gate Park using only hacky sacks as your weapon. And of course, Danelle, as you know, or as you probably guessed, sacks is spelled with an X, of course. But as I wrote that, I was like, oh, wait a minute. Sax is spelled with an X. That spells like sax, like saxophone,
Yeah.
right? So instead of hacky sacks, you're going to use a sax to shoot
Oh
out
my
hacky sacks
God.
from your
Oh
sack.
my
So
God.
I designed the game. So Jeff, I think we need a sound effect for when I accidentally design a game, like an air horn type thing. So if you could work on that, Jeffrey, that'd be great. For now, I'll take Alberto, but Danelle,
Oh,
back to you. One more hacky. Thanks, Al. One more hacky sack name from you.
Oh my God. I don't even know. Sack squatch.
Ah.
I don't know.
Do you see how good you are on the spot? I mean, that smacking sacks and sack squatch is ridiculous and awesome. Better than mine.
No, yours are better.
Well, my last one is Jeffrey Peabody's Hacky Sack Workout for the Wii. So this is a Wii game, and of course it's starring Jeff. So this is like a fitness game
Nice.
where you lose weight by hacky sacking. So sorry, enough about hacky sacks. Obviously, that was a distraction. We'll get back to skate games, and so yeah, those are some of the retro ones that I remember fondly. There's been a ton of skating games released ever since, and really just too many to mention. Some of them are really good, and I should talk about them. And I said I wasn't going to talk about skate, and I'm going to in a minute. But before I move on to skate, just for a little bit, Danelle, do you have any skateboarding video game memories or anything like that? A reasonable facsimile thereof.
I just remember trying to get good at it and trying. So I didn't own the game and I didn't own the console either, and so I would always go over to my boyfriend's house at the time and play. But there
Yeah.
was also like four other boys in the house, and it was so hard to try and get the controllers away from people. So hard to try and play that game, and everybody was so good at it, and everyone took it seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, they would get mad if couldn't do a trick, or mad if they would miss something, or compete against each other too. And I mean, it was crazy. And so I started watching them, and it made me really want to play because it looked like a lot of fun. And I did, and I tried to play when I could.
Yeah.
And then I also tried because they came out again or something like a few years ago.
Yeah.
Or one of them was remastered, and I hadn't played in I don't even know 10 years or whatever. I sucked. I had to try
Yeah.
to remember to play the controls again, and I started playing again. Yeah, for a little while. I forgot why I stopped, but it was a lot of
Adulting.
fun. That was a fun game for sure. There's a lot to do because I kind of like the free roaming stuff where you can kind of like roam around and do stuff and then do tricks if you want and collect things, and you could just do what you want. It's like open world kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's like real life.
And so it was fun, all the places you could go and skate around, and I 5 out of 5. I'm already just saying skate games are just
All of them are 5 out of 5.
all of them.
All of them, even the bad ones. There are no bad games, if you remember from the last episode. So I know you're not on social media much, anyways.
Not much.
So
Yeah.
you probably haven't seen this, but I'm on social media too much, on the TikToks. And there's a trend from Skate 3, usually from Skate 3 anyways, and I've seen a ton of these crazy well, in general there's a ton of like crazy clips from Skate 3, like people doing crazy runs or really high jumps and all that kind of stuff, but there's one in particular that I really like, and it's a trend, and it's the
Okay.
"Explain This, Atheist" clip.
What?
Uh,
The
yeah.
heck does that even mean?
Well, I'm going to tell you. Sorry, Dano was drinking. For those of you not watching this at home, Dano was drinking water, and I made a sound effect. Anyways, "Explain This, Atheist." So essentially, somebody makes a character that kind of looks like Jesus,
Oh my
or,
god,
or maybe
really?
even a little bit like Mike Fenton, circa 2008 plus Jesus.
Nice.
And
Nice
so they
name
get,
drop there.
yeah, exactly. I love that guy. They get hella speed, and they hit like a huge gap, and they get mad hang time, and then they hit
Oh.
the Christ air trick.
Yeah, okay, I know that when you put the arms out to the side or whatever.
Yes, exactly. So for the listeners who don't know what the Christ air is, it's when you get mad air time. You grab your board with one hand, and
Yeah.
then you spread your arms, and then you straighten
Yeah.
your legs, which is supposed to resemble Jesus on the cross. So don't get mad
Yeah.
at me. It's a real trick invented by a real skateboarder.
Yeah, for sure it is.
And we already know that I can't skate. So as Shaggy said once, it wasn't me. But anyways, that's the Christ air. Um, but in these clips, there's a caption on screen that says, "Explain this, atheist."
Okay.
And as they're hitting the Christ air and with their Jesus character, and then always in these clips, there's "Even Flow" by Pearl Jam that's playing. So it's
No.
like, when they hit it, "Even Flow."
Something
Um,
just like butterflies.
yeah.
Wow, that's hilarious. I
So
guess I
yeah,
gotta
that's the
find
"Explain
one.
This, Atheist." It's kind of like if Jesus isn't real, then why is Jesus hitting a Christ air going over miles and miles of air? That type of thing, and it's
Oh, Jesus.
always even flow. So listen, every once in a while on the internet, the culture does something good. Mostly it's trash out there, but every once in a while there's something like that. But yeah, that's "Explain This, Atheist." I love it, and we're gonna take a break from pure skateboarding video games right now and move on to Danella's favorite segment, which I hope she didn't scroll ahead and read because there's a... Don't scroll ahead and read. Jeff, if you can hit the sound
I did a little bit, but not really.
Okay, good. Jeff, if we can get some music, that would be great.
Snacks. 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 Snacks.
Oh.
Oh, you're...
Snacks?
What you got there? Some mix?
Trail mix.
Some bar mix? Trail mix?
Not bar mix.
Yeah. Trail mix.
It's the bad kind of trail mix. Well, with the M&Ms and peanut butter chips and...
Well, if you're stuck out in the wilderness...
yeah, I figured it would be good. Nobody ate it but me, though.
Right. For those of you who don't know or have been living under a rock, Snacks is where we pair... what do we do? We pair dope food with...
What do we do?
with fun games, just like you would fancy food with fine wine. Snacks, of course, is spelled with an X, because it is. So I'm just going to get right into it, Danelle. Let's see what kind of thing, what I invoke here. Dog food, Coronas, and a KitchenAid. Danelle, your thoughts?
Well, me and my friends used to call refried beans dog food.
Okay. I maybe had a little bit of help there. It's not today's actual snack.
Because we go, dog food? Well, Rugrats used to say that all the time. Because on the Rugrats episodes, they'd always see the dog food. And then, I don't know, it looks like dog food. I love refried beans, though. I could eat them every single day.
And apparently...
So when I heard dog food, I was like, refried beans?
Yeah. No, we had a fan write in and asked me to ask you about that.
Oh, so then it's probably who I think it is then.
Yeah, Jeff. And
You're
apparently you liked no, he's nobody's friend. Apparently you like ketchup with refried beans. Is that true?
Ew, no.
Oh, well maybe this Jeff person was the one that did then, so I can't speak to that. Anyways, you weren't as excited as I thought you would, so that was a big flop, but that's okay.
Well,
it's not today's snack, but I am since it was dog
it's
food,
not today's snack.
No.
Oh, I thought we were for real here.
Hell no. I mean, I like refried beans too, but listen, a whole segment on refried beans. I will do a threefer for you though, since it was dog food, Coronas, and a KitchenAid. I'm going to do a threefer myself, so hear me out, Danelle. In fact, picture it: Santa Clara, 2002.
Yep.
A young Mikey is walking around town, bopping around with his oversized headphones. Nice. He's likely listening to Pantera or System of a Down, and all of this walking has sure got him hungry. He's heading home from a friend's house who lives across town, so the hunger is building up, and it's building up, and it's building, and it's building, and all he wants to do is get some munchies and go home and play the best skateboarding game since Tony Hawk came out, or at least he's convinced himself of this, since he traded in some games to get it. Well, this and other games, because he was the best at trading stuff in. More on the game later. Alas, Danelle, there's a 7-Eleven in the final stretch on the way home. Was it an oasis, or his knight in shining armor? Only way to find out. He enters. It's real. He goes straight to the candy aisle, and he gets a Take 5. I'll pause to see if there's any emotional responses to the Take 5 circa 2002. I see not really.
Mine was a, It's not something I ever really ate.
Okay. You know what it is? It's
yeah, I know what it is.
It's like a Reese's. It's in a bar form. It has pretzels and peanuts, and it has caramel, too. Or is it caramel? I don't know.
I was never a big pretzel fan. So I veered away from the pretzel kind of snacks.
Pretzel snacks? Well, Take 5 ought to hold Mikey over, right? But what do we know about Mikey when it comes to sweets? What do we know? It's a fact.
You're sweeter than the sweetest sweet.
I'm sweet enough.
You're sweet enough.
Is what people usually tell me. I never say this phrase, ever.
Nice.
Or maybe I do, daily. But the candy bar is not going to do much for Mikey if he's sweet enough. He's going to need something salty and spicy, and he'd prefer if it had a really obscure cartoon character on the package.
Where are you going with this?
We're going to Andy Capp's Hot Fries. Whoa! Andy Capp's Hot Fries. Score. I love random British comic book characters who sell me food. Right? I mean, who doesn't? And are they as good as the Cheetos Hot Fries? No. But today, this is all they have. And I think they're great. I love me a hot fry. Do you like hot fries?
I do.
You know hot fries? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Chester's Hot Fries are elite, but Andy Capp's works.
Oh, so I was looking up because I don't know what Andy's is.
Andy Capp's.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what Andy Capp's is, but What are the hot fries I'm thinking of then? Maybe this is
Chester's.
Chester's.
Yeah, of
Oh, I
course.
guess it is.
The yellow bag.
I didn't know that.
Hot fries in general to me are very addicting. I kind of go into a trance when eating them, and then all of a
The
sudden
thing is, I hate them, but I don't because they're like eating styrofoam.
yes, they're
And so I was like,
delicious.
the first time I had one, I was like, this is gross. Oh, let me have another.
Yeah, and then they're gone. And
So
I eat
light
them.
to eat.
I eat them like a kind of like a slow pencil sharp, like a bunny pencil sharpener, like
Yeah.
super satisfying. It makes that sound too. Jeff, let's make a beat out of that for next week's snack. Sorry. Anyways, Andy Caps has other flavors besides hot fries. With the ridiculous character on it, but I like the hot fries the best. And they're not really that spicy, but they sure do make me mighty thirsty, Janelle. And so you're thinking,
yeah.
well, maybe you should get some water. But no, Janelle, that's boring. Plus, at this point, I'm still a young buck, so I don't need to be healthy yet.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm walking here. I'm getting my steps in. And even though I'm sweet enough, I still need the goat when it comes to 7-Eleven snacks, which would, of course, be the Slurpee, Danelle.
I was going to say Slurpee. I knew it.
Not just any Slurpee, Danelle. There's a specific one, and that's part Coke and part banana.
Yes, I knew. I forgot. I remember you saying this before.
Yes, and I actually I had a name for that back in the day. I'm trying not to swear as much on this show, and I did already a couple times today, but I called the Coke Banana Slurpee a fuck yeah back in the day. This is true.
What the
Like,
hell?
Let's go get a fuck yeah, bro.
That.
And
What?
people knew what I was talking about.
You're so weird.
I know.
Because it doesn't even make sense. Like if
It doesn't.
If you merge the two words together somehow.
No, it's just like I liked it. It's just like, well, no, it makes sense. You get your banana Coke Slurpee, a little bit more banana than Coke, but basically half and half, and then you take a sip and you go, oh fuck yeah. Basically, it's where it comes from. It's not very,
I was
not very,
expecting it.
creative, but it works.
No, that was super creative actually, because I would have never guessed that.
Right. Well, thank you. It's the best Slurpee combo ever, and Janelle, there's no argument over that.
Well, there is, but
okay, I want to hear it. I said that so you could counter argue.
No, it just sounds weird. I'm not a big banana flavor things because usually banana flavor is very artificial. Like like banana extract tastes really gross, and those banana candies that you get where they have like the cherries and the limes and the bananas. The banana was the worst one.
Oh, it's the second best one out of the rest.
But I would try it. I would totally try your Coke and banana drink.
Okay, I haven't seen banana, and I mean I haven't gotten a Slurpee in years, but for this segment it's 2002, so I go to large. I got whatever that one.
Yeah. Super big gulp. No.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And in this situation, I have a backpack because, even now when I mob around town, I wear a backpack. You can put stuff in it, right?
It's so funny you would say that, actually. Sorry, side tangent. And I saw some guy walking down the street yesterday, too, and I thought it was a kid going to school. And then I realized school is out, and then he was also an adult. And the thing that popped in my head was, actually, people use backpacks for everything nowadays. It's not
I love backpacks.
Yeah, I mean, you see me. I had my little mini backpacks everywhere.
Yeah.
But, for sure, backpacks are, like, so universal.
If I'm walking somewhere now, like let's say gonna meet some buddies at a bar that's close to my house, I'll bring a backpack and I'll just put random shit in it because I have a backpack. It's like, oh, I might need this.
I know.
Like whatever.
I'm totally with it. 100% agree.
So yeah, I have a backpack. I'm gonna open my hot fries, take a handful like this, and then.
Oh, wow.
Then I'm gonna close them and put them in my backpack. And I'm going to put my Take 5 in the backpack because I'm saving that for home. And I'm going to take rips of the glorious Slurpee for the rest of the walk. Otherwise, that will melt. I gotta drink Slurpee on the way home or it's going to melt.
The Take 5 is going to melt?
Speaking of melt, Danelle, I'm home now. And rather than take a chance on the Take 5 being melted, I'm going to throw it in the fridge for whatever, 10, 15 minutes, however long it takes. And if you remember, the main mission in the story was I'm getting home to play the best skateboarding game since Tony Hawk came out.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And that, of course, is the Simpsons skateboarding. Said nobody ever. That's definitely not the best skateboarding game since Tony Hawk came out. I'm sure even at the time there were better non-Tony Hawk skateboarding games than this one, but hey, I liked it. I saw it. It was cheap. I traded in some games and thought, well, why not? I love The Simpsons. I love Tony Hawk, and I bet that's what it is. And essentially, that's what it was. It was Simpsons characters skate around. They get as many tricks in as possible, and they score points. And it's kind of like the same controls as Tony Hawk, more or less. It's not as polished or stylistic or crisp or iconic or good, really. But I played the crap out of it on GameCube. Listen, it was fine. It was fun.
You put crap on your GameCube?
It was fun. Yeah, I crapped in the GameCube, and The Simpsons skateboarding came out. It was fun. That's a new word I came up with. It got terrible reviews, and no one liked it. The Simpsons skateboarding. Last night, I actually watched some videos to refresh my memory, and it really didn't age well. It looks pretty rough. But I don't care about that. Good enough for me. Some people seem to really suck at it because the videos were just them falling the whole time, and I don't know. I remember being it was hard, but I don't know. I was fine. So my message to those people is, of course, get good.
Get good.
And anyways, like I said, we all know how I feel about terrible games after our last episode. So everyone, just shut up. But listen, Simpsons skateboarding, Take 5 candy bar that's now cold. Hot fries, Slurpee's probably gone, but fuck you out of that. That combo that was one of my favorite things from back in the days. Candy, a chip, and a Slurpee, and some video game action. God, I
got it made.
That was the best day ever. So I don't know. Listen, didn't get much better for me, and why should it? I picked a game that nobody really likes, but that's a great day. And you grow up and you're an adult and you have to pay bills and everything's stressful, so do something about it. That was a great day for me. I'm going to choose to remember it, whether or not Jeff likes skateboarding. Sorry for I'm yelling at the internet, not you.
I know, yeah. Show me your mean face.
But what would you do in that situation? Candy, what candy would you get? What chip and what Slurpee flavors? 2002.
Well, Snickers. That's just my all-time go-to, and I don't know. I'm trying to think of what. Oh, the white cheddar popcorn.
Ooh, Smart Food.
The Smart Food. Oh gosh, I could eat a whole bag of that in one sitting.
Yeah,
that's dangerous with the little with your white powder fingers and.
Yeah. I'm sorry, officer. Yeah, I want to hear the Slurpee combo. Are you not a combo girl?
I don't. I didn't even really have that many Slurpees in my life. It's really cold on my teeth, so I never really had too many Slurpees.
Yeah.
But usually a cherry was always my go-to for any kind of a flavor. So
Classic.
Probably cherry. Cherry, some white cheddar popcorn, and a Snickers.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Sorry.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but that's today's snack. What are your thoughts on today's snack? It was.
I like it.
Okay.
Feels nostalgic. Brings back. I love it.
Want some more of it?
I want some more of it.
Stick
it in the oven.
Whoa. All right, so didn't get as big of a response from the dog food Coronas and KitchenAid. So was it always refried beans and Coronas? And then I assume the KitchenAid you made a concoction of refried beans?
I am very confused about this whole entire thing, actually. I don't know. I mean, the KitchenAid I'd rather not talk about because I think if they're referring to what I'm thinking, then that's not something appropriate we should talk about in here.
Say no more.
I don't know what that has to do with the snack. That's why I'm very confused.
Listen, Danelle. I am just reading fan email, which we have tons of. We always say each week we don't have any fan mail. It's really more that we have so much that it's overwhelming, and we need to figure out how to read it.
The best one.
Yeah.
I mean, we never had dog food and Coronas at the same time, so I'm also confused about that. But I mean,
right.
Or maybe we did. I don't remember, but...
Well, of course, if you had enough Coronas, how could you remember?
I tried to, but I can't remember.
That was a double reference there. There was three stages and
I was like, wait a minute, am I mixing two things together here?
I was listening to... I listened to our podcast, actually, and I can't remember if it was last week's or the week before, but Jeff was drinking a non-alcoholic Athletic Brew beer.
Oh
And
yes.
I just mentioned Coronas. I just want to say Corona that you should sponsor us because I'm a big fan actually of their non-alcoholic beer. I don't get it often. If I'm taking a booze break, especially in the hot weather,
Oh.
those Corona non-alcoholic beers with the lime, you wouldn't tell the difference to know if they're ice cold. They got to be ice cold. So
Absolutely.
Corona and Microsoft Game Pass sponsor us. And today, of course, I'm drinking a Sierra Nevada Hop Splash water, 0 alcohol and 0 calories. You sponsor us as well. Sierra Nevada is my favorite. Anyways,
Nice. I took a
trying to get paid here.
Trader
Trader
Joe's.
Joe's.
This is a Trader Joe's energy juice shot.
Yeah, I like those little things. They have a bunch of different kinds, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Immunity and
Yeah. So I did the energy one today. I have a probiotic one.
excellent. I mean, sorry, excellent. All right, Danelle, it is time to get to our Rapido Firo segment, and we'll see how this goes. You know,
Okay.
yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Oh
I'm gonna let you
no.
right now. I'm gonna put you on. No, right now I'm gonna put you on the spot. But hopefully I'm making it a little bit easier today. So essentially, Tony Hawk is known for its great soundtrack, and as we mentioned, people who own IPs or have the rights to IPs, they've been known to make skateboarding games. Like I mentioned with The Simpsons, right? There's also like a Disney skateboarding game that was
Yeah.
around at the same time. I'm sure there's others. Um, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a skateboarding game matched with a random IP, and I'm going to give you a little bit of the description of the game, and you can add to the description if you'd like as well, because you're really good at that, whether or not you know that. But what I'm going to ask you to do is to pick a song or two or whatever, real songs that would go on the soundtrack for that game, as if it was a dope Tony Hawk game soundtrack type
Oh
thing.
no. I'm not
And
gonna.
obviously, I want you to sing the song. We'll see how it goes.
Oh no.
Listen, it could flop or it could be great. But either way, we're designing new games today because we need to build our portfolio of game design so we can start making money on the side.
Yeah.
So let's start. Danelle, are you ready?
I am.
Oh man. All right. The first one is Daryl Dixon's Crossbow Skate Adventure. Do you know who Daryl Dixon is?
Sounds familiar?
He is the guy from The Walking Dead. He's Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead. He has
Oh,
the
okay. I
crossbow,
never watched it.
the motorcycle guy. That's okay. It's even better. So you skate around and you shoot zombies while doing skateboarding tricks. So that's basically what that is. Now, do you have a song for that?
More human than human.
White Zombie's more human than human.
Yeah.
That's a good one. All
'Cause
right.
you said zombies, so that I thought Rob Zombie.
Well, there you go, eh? I like it. I love it. I want some more of it.
Me too.
The next one is Walter White in Heisenberg Hang Time. So in this game, you get really high with your favorite Breaking Bad characters. Not like smoking meth high, like with your skateboard. Yeah. So what what song are we
no.
singing? What's on the soundtrack for Walter White in Heisenberg Hang Time?
I don't know. I was trying to think of this one song, but I can't remember the name of it. The thing that came to my mind now was the Because I Got High, Because I Got High, Because I Got
Afro Man.
High. La da da da.
Perfect.
Yep.
Poor Afro Man.
I was gonna
Yeah.
go to school, but then I got high.
Yeah, with my skateboard.
Yeah, flying high with the skateboard.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a Breaking Bad game, but like, there's no meth. There's just skateboarding. They're
Yeah.
taking a break. They're all friends.
They're all taking a break.
All your favorite characters, dead or alive, are in there. You're a Breaking Bad fan, right? And if we talked about it, it's the best
no, I've
show
never
ever
watched
made.
it. No, I've never seen it.
The best show that's ever been made.
Every people say that, but I'm never gonna watch it.
What? Oh, well, yeah. Never mind.
I don't know. I don't know. I just refuse to.
Yeah, for sure. Our next game on this list that we didn't pause for is called Slasher Thrasher, starring Michael Myers and friends. This is where you skate by fools and slash them. Why? Because you're Michael Myers. To know what song are we doing?
Nice. This is a thriller. Thriller like something whatever he says, 'cause I don't remember, but it's thriller.
Yeah, those are the words. Ooh, shit! Someone's after you.
Oh, it's
Um,
Michael Myers.
Good to be good. Yeah, it's actually Michael Jackson.
I know.
In
No,
the
I
Michael
know,
Myers
but
mask.
I heard Michael, and then it popped him. I was gonna do the typical like Friday the 13th, but I was like, man, it's
Yeah, and you can't just have like the Halloween music. That would be.
yeah, it's got to be a song, and
Yeah.
dance, and your pants with the ants.
Right.
Man,
Exactly. Um, so yeah, that's that one. That's a good choice. The next one is
that's a good choice.
Big Bird's Big Bail.
Oh.
This is the game where you score points by having Big Bird bail. So good skating's not allowed here. You're just supposed to fall, and then you score points. And then Big Bird gets up and he goes, "Hi." That's my Big Bird impression.
Oh my God.
What song are we doing for that?
All I can hear is bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word. I said a bird, bird, bird. Bird
Yeah.
is the word. I said yeah, yeah. I just made my own little.
And so not only is that a song on the soundtrack, that is the only song on the soundtrack.
Yes, over and over.
We ran out of money. But it's gonna work though. It's gonna work. And
It'll drive you insane for sure. It'll make me bail.
Yeah, we're gonna have a ton of TikTok clips of "Bird is the word," but Big Bird bailing on his big board. Say that
Wow.
1,000 times fast now. I don't
I
even
would if
remember
I
the phrase
could.
now. Yeah.
I don't know. Big birds, big bail. I don't even remember now.
I don't even know. Next
Banana.
one is Smart Guy Skating. So do you remember Smart Guy?
What the heck is Smart Guy?
I don't really remember that show. It was a
Oh, a show?
yeah, it was a show. I believe it was a WB show, and they showed it on Disney. It was sister's younger brother, and Omar Gooding. I know them too. But my wife, she often sings the theme song to that show. She watched that show, and she was singing it last night.
Oh, wait.
Over and over. Just a smart guy. I don't remember.
I remember the show. Yes, I watched this show. I loved that little Taj Mowry.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess the smart guy theme song could be that over and over. But as I was writing this, my wife was singing that, and I was like, I'm going to put smart guy on there. So what song are we doing for smart guy skating besides the theme song over and over?
Shoot. I thought I had one, but I don't.
Try to think that nothing happens.
I know. Smart guy. I don't know. Rocket Man!
There you go.
Burning up a here all alone.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever.
Some Elton John action. I like Elton John. Good
I
guy.
do too. That was a good man.
Rocket Man. The William Shatner version.
Man.
I am a Rocket Man. Last but not least, our last game is the title's a work in progress actually. It's called Cash Cab but not Cab Skating. So you know Cash Cab, right?
Oh yeah, I loved that show.
Love Cash Cab as well. So Cash Cab, for those of you who don't know, is a game where you get a cab. I think in New York is where they did it. Maybe LA, I'm not sure. But a cab picks you up, and then you do a trivia game show on your way to your destination. So this game is the same thing, except that you're on a giant skateboard, and it's not really a skating game. I mean, you can do tricks with your giant skateboard, but it's a trivia video game because those are fun too. So what song are we doing for Cash Cab but not Cab Skating title work in progress?
This is I don't even know if you know this song, but it's first thing I thought of when you said that. I want money, lots and lots of money. I want the pie in the sky. I wanna be rich, bling bling, a bung a dong dong dong.
Sounds familiar. Who does that song?
It's like Caswell or Cashwell. I don't even know.
Right,
it's the only
right.
song I knew by him, but
Yeah, no, I know. It's ringing some bells, and it's not the song "You Can Ring My Bell," but it is ringing some bells. Yeah. All right.
Cash Cab. I know. I wish they had Cash Cab around here. I always wanted to go to New York just to be on the damn. I actually got into an Uber one time, and I thought I was in Cash Cab because I got inside, and this guy had all this like. He had rope, the light rope, and it was all around the inside. It was like all the back window, and then he had all these flowers like everywhere, and it was decked out. And I was like, "What the hell? Where did I step into?" I was like, "Is this a Cash Cab?"
Yeah. Oh, that would have been fun. Yeah, I always wanted to too. I always did well while watching it, but I think when you're
I
under
know when
pressure,
you're
it's
there.
different. So
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, how did you not know that?
yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's all the games that I have for you today. I think that went well enough.
Yeah.
It was an okay segment. I like you describing the games based on the title better. I need to do that again, but
Oh
I thought it
no.
was kind of hard this week to do that with like skateboarding games because you would have been like, it's a game where I don't know, you skate and you skate around, and you're skating around town.
Skating on people's faces
Oh
and
man, maybe we should have done it.
surfboard.
Yeah.
Surfboard. Graining
Um,
on that wood.
Yes. Well, I think that's a good place to stop there. I think before we get to our main topic. But before we get to our main topic, Danelle, what did you learn today?
There was a lot more skate games than I realized.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot, and we didn't even scratch the surface. I mean,
I didn't know there's still that many.
Yeah, there was a ton, man, and there's still like some indie ones out there, and mobile ones, and all sorts of skate ones.
Oh, mobile ones. Oh,
lots.
gross.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about those. I mean, I love mobile games.
I do. Well, it just depends. It just sounds like some of the controls can be so weird on mobile games.
Yeah.
Having to be able to do flips and tricks. Like, how would you do that? Like on a
You just tap.
touch screen. I don't know. You would need a controller you could hook up to your phone.
Yeah, exactly. Which they do have.
Oh God, do they? I'm not surprised.
Of course. But we're not going to talk about those mobile games. We need to get to our main topic, which is how we love the nightlife. We like to boogie. And where do we like to boogie, do you know?
On the disco something. Just on the disco ride?
On the disco ride.
disco round?
Yeah.
Is that what they said?
Yeah, the disco round.
I love
Yeah.
disco ride. I had no idea.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Because the round and the aha, I guess, is kind of floating together.
Right. Please don't talk about love tonight. Jeff, do we have time to talk about this? I'm not sure how we're doing on
I want a
time.
disco now.
Oh, what? Oh, Jeff, cutting me off again. You should have made this. You should have done a disco beat for this song this week. Oh well, that's okay.
Oh yeah.
Missed opportunity.
I got my disco ball out.
Getting the high sign from Jeff, which means we're out of time. We can't talk about the disco round. Oh yeah. So it's time to say goodbye, Danelle.
Goodbye, Danelle.
And for the rest of you, may your gamer score be heavy and your backlog be light. May your connection be strong and your aim precision tight. I can't read. May your Joy-Cons be as mighty as the ocean, but never should they drift. And for all you skating QA pirates out there, your squad, y'all double shift. Later,
No. Later.